Hello, Surplus. How are you? Uh, Sorry, I ended up taking a bit of a nap. So, I am still, I mean, yeah, I'm still tired because, yeah, but we'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it. Ah. What sounds did he not like? Let me just close off everything that I need to. Okay, I think we're good. FNAF. Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah, okay. Going all the way back to FNAF 1. Oh, I clicked start again. No, 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 no. Wait, I clicked start. Alt F4. Yes. Okay, let's try this again. Gonna be farming this new feature, gamifying your watch streak or your Twitch viewing, I guess. I need to click continue this time and not start. Continue. Load. Yes. There we go. It's always existed, it's just telling you now. I don't think I've ever seen that though. Maybe I guess I don't ever watch multiple streamers like in a early. I have sometimes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right, let's go. Oh, Surplus of Stupidity watched 3 consecutive streams and sparked a watch streak. I just saw that in my like thing as well. It just showed up on my thing as well. By the way, sorry if you hear background noise. There's like, I don't know, some rave or something happening above in my apartment, and I'm just hearing a lot of the music. So, if you guys hear any background noise of like just music, like muffled music, that's what's happening in my background. Okay, let's continue. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Don't hear anything? Well, then that's even better. And to top it all off, that pesky mom of mine pushing a return journey errand on me just as I'm trying to leave the house. Today was the day Rena and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. I'm at the rave though, it was so loud. Okay, okay. Why'd they flash on screen for a second? Why is she in a chef's outfit? And this person, like, Mion looks like she's going to go jogging. Visual glitch, okay. It's me that's stomping right above your head. I see, you know. That's fair, that's fair. Just trying to... you did say that you found where I lived a bit ago, so makes sense. Dianea07 watched 3 consecutive streams and sparked a watch streak. I saw that now in my... Okay. I don't know why Twitch is telling me these things, but okay. Rena and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place.
ケイちゃん遅いぞ。
悪い悪い。責めるのは昨べの面白かった特番に行ってくれ。
We share them with the new feature. But like, how is this something that you click or what? Like you just have to like share it. You just say, "Oh yeah, I've watched this many streams in a row." And is that it? Okay. Let's continue. Oh yeah, change to old art. Okay. How do I change to... Oh wait, here. I go F10? Graphics. Okay. Background style original and sprite style original. Why does she have a gun? Okay. Why does she have a... She just has that. Okay. That's just good to know. Yeah. She just has that ready to go for some reason.
女の子との待ち合わせに遅刻して言い訳がそれってわけ？
みーちゃんだって今来たばかりなんだよ。
ゆうべの密着24時間面白かったしね
え。Wait. A day in the life of. That's the name of the show. Not a day in the life of anything. A day in the life of. She was just as guilty as me. Oh wait, I didn't even realize I need to swap off cat. Probably looks at... I guess so, yeah. Probably a peak show. True, yeah. Oh, I guess we're becoming cat anyway. Swap back on. I see, I see. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. Hello, Ruben. How are you doing? How's everyone's day? I didn't ask that. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right. Rena did make a picnic.
ケイちゃん、あの後レナ。
Oh yeah, I forgot. They left with them deciding they would not have Mion come to the thing, no? I thought that's what they decided, that she would not be coming, it would just be the two of them. You asked how my day was, Dolphin Tuna, I just ignore you. I see, okay. I wasn't too sure, so I guess I'll see. Yeah, I'm doing good. Today was a fairly busy day. I had to go to a work meeting. Then I went and got some food, and then I went and got a haircut. I was supposed to go to the gym since I only did it once last week. But I was just too tired, so I didn't bother to go. And then I was just here at home, and then I took a bit of a nap before streaming, which is why I'm a bit late, but yeah. Haircut, are you bald now? Basically, yeah. I am basically bald. I always feel so naked when I get my hair cut. I really hate seeing my hair after I get it cut. I like having longer hair, definitely. Busy? Yeah, I would say so. Glad to hear day was good as well, Surplus.
大張り切りだったらしいよ。
Rena pulled out all the stops.
別に俺がけしかけたわけじゃないだろう。
そんな大変じゃなかったから気にしないでよ。ね。
ゆうべから今朝まであのテンションらしいよ。
Like, anytime I always feel they cut my hair too short, but I never really know what to say. Like, I don't know how to, like, specify it, and they're gonna ask me specifics like, oh, how do you want your hair cut? Like, how much off the top do you want? And, like, a bunch of other stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just... I just do whatever. Like, I literally just told the guy, he was like, oh, how much do you want off the top? What do you want for your hair? Like, I'm just like, do whatever you want. I'm just not going through all that.
責任取れんの？
わかった。俺も男だ。責任は
I
取
hate
る。
this. I'm a man after all. I hate it so much. This is probably one of the things I hate the most in anime, where it's like, I'm a man, like, I'm a woman, I have to, like, do blah blah blah. Like, that's the thing I hate the most.
責任ってなんだろう。
As we both turned around slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Rena we were talking about here. Yeah, I know. I just don't get it.
かな。
Taking responsibility, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me.
レナね、荷物持つとき、よっこらしょって言ってた。5キロ。
それはオーバー。ケイチ君男の子だから、きっといっぱい食べるだろうと思って、 だね。もう行こう。よっこら、よっこ。
Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Because it's like, I mean, she said it's a handbag, not like a picnic basket, so how much could really fit in there? You know? She could put like rocks in there or something? I mean, taking charge and being the man of the house or something. I guess so, but what do they mean in relation to this picnic thing, though? Because she's the one still carrying it, unless he's going to offer to carry it here.
俺も5キロ。
No? So I don't know what he's talking about. Or I guess both of them.
手伝いはするけど全部食べるんだからね。レナを悲しませたら許さないよ。
The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Wow, I love getting flashbanged. Having finished with the pleasantries, we begin our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. Yeah. It is probably just a culture difference. It's probably also something to do with, like, translation, I would guess. So, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to say. It's something unrelated. Yeah. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies, after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place. Peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。あら、そちらは。確か、前原くんだったかしら。
My two other companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passerbys even knew my name.
なんで俺ってこんなに有名人なんだ？
We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid.
悲しいかな。ひなみ沢は人が少
Maybe
ない
it's
からね。
something like
みんな顔見知りなんだよね。
weird about the town, like the entire town itself. You know, just something's off in the town in general, and it's not specific people. It's just people being in this location. Because it seems like everybody knows his name already, so I'm not sure. Generals seem to have more importance in Japanese social norms. No, definitely. I think that's definitely the case. And this is also, you know, not only is this taking place in, like, 1973, but it's also one made in, like, I can't remember when the first chapter, or when Higurashi was made, but it was, like, you know, early 2000s, right? So, even then, gender roles were a much more commonplace as well. 1983, okay. Same thing. 2002 was the first, yeah, okay. So, that was the year I was born then. So, gender roles were way more common back then as well. It's crazy how much, like, just society has changed in the past, like, 20 years.
つまりなんだ？知らない顔が歩いてれば、それは自動的に新しく引っ越してきた前原さんってことになるわけか。
うん。そういうことになるね。
I was born in 2002, not 1983. I would be very old. Not, I mean, obviously not that old, but yeah. Actually, wait. Yeah, that would be like around... I don't know. But it would be old. 40 something, yeah. You're younger than me. Yeah, everyone's always surprised when I say my age. They're always like, oh, even when how I look, because I have a beard and stuff. So people are like, I tell people my age and they're like, huh? You're that old? Like, I don't know. It's literally always something, like, even when I was younger, it's something that, like people, when I was, like, 12 or something, people are like, oh, I thought you were 15. You know, it's like, I don't know, just, people have always thought I was older than I actually was. So, I don't know. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech. As a leech? A lech? I don't know. By the next day. Inamizawa is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare.
もちろんわかるよ。最初に会ったのが牧野林店の竹蔵おじさん。趣味は盆栽と尺八なんだよ。
Bonsai is a cool hobby. Bonsai is really cool.
次が乾物屋の次男の大輔くん。
Very time consuming, but very cool.
趣味は狙撃で、将来の夢は超永久
A
スナイパーだ。
sharpshooting? People could take up that hobby this far out in the... Like, you know, just not near the city?
それで今の人は
You
入
can
江診療
practice
所
with that?
の看護師のミオさん。
What has surplus? How do you even want me to say that? I don't even know what you just wrote.
趣味は野鳥の観察と撮影だって。
Bird watching photography makes
すれ
sense.
違った全員の名前までわかるのかよ。
I mean, when the town is this small, it just makes sense. Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rena exchange looks and burst into laughter.
はあね。ここいらは都会みたいにご近所付き合いが希薄じゃないからね。
Even down to their hobbies, yeah. I can't imagine living in such a small area like that, you know? It just feels... It's so, like, the fact you know everyone. Like, I know there are places like that, right? That you always hear about, but I just can't imagine doing it myself. I've always been living in the city and stuff where it's just, there's too many people to know. Like, maybe you're... Like, yeah, hardly know my neighbors. I hardly know my neighbors as well. I'm not someone to go out and know
試
my
しに聞い
neighbors.
てみよう。今ここにいる俺は誰だ？
前原圭一くん。意地悪なこと言うけど、本当は優しいテレ屋さん。
転校してきてようやく3趣味は昼寝。
I see clicked again.
最近トランクス派に転校したよね。
もういいもういい。
Okay, how does she know that though?
トランクス。
それもいい。
Apparently there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Inamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. Didn't he say that just now as well? Mion knows everything. Yeah, it seems like
これ
it.
じゃあさ、俺のた
Guess
め
that's
の
the
案
difference
内って
between
よ
a
り、
small village and the
俺の
suburban
お披露
cities.
目
Yeah,
みた
not
いだ
knowing your neighbors seems to be a norm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just just never get a chance to, I guess. Everyone has their own stuff to do in the city. I guess in the, you know, in rural areas, it's a lot slower, I guess. I would assume.
そうだね。
That's right.
うちらさ、これだけ賑やかに練り歩いてたからね。
Can I press spacebar to continue? No. Okay, it doesn't work. Can I press
み
enter?
んな思うんじゃな
I
い？
can press enter.
ケイちゃんもひなみ沢に馴染んでくれたんだって。
ひなみ沢は過疎だから。
I like it, yeah. So I feel like it's a weird thing to go around the city with, though. Like, I can't imagine you would, you know, you walk around the town in this, like, especially with that hat. But maybe I'm wrong. It's her fire fit. It does seem like it, yeah.
村中みんなが新しい仲間を歓迎してくれてるの。
Population shrinking. I guess everyone's probably moving to the city. That makes sense. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way.
あら、こんにちは。仲良しそうでいいわね。
藤島さんちのおばさんだよ。こんにちは。
あら、前原くん、両手に花でいいわね。どう？生活はもう慣れた？
Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was.
グッド。
Good. As I looked back over to Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink.
でね、そろそろお昼 ないかな。
So she always replies to her own question with another question. That seems like her to be her, like, I don't know, her vocal tick is the best way to explain it. Rena's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. I don't even understand what her outfit is, but it is heat. I agree. We both looked at each
俺
other.
も男だ。努力はする。
There's him being a man again.
だが量が多すぎる。
よしケイちゃん、ここはおじさんに任せなさい。
Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative.
レナ、どうせ食べるならさ、見晴らしのいいところで食べない？
それいい。賛
Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. Where are they at? Okay, there's some stairs here. Oh, it's by by a shrine. Okay. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling.
ここはね、古出神社っていうの。多分見晴らしが一番いいところかな。
ここの場所、よく覚えといてね。もうすぐここでお祭りがあるんだから。
へえ。祭りにしちゃちょっと早いシーズンだよな。
綿流しは夏祭りじゃなくてね。昔は冬の終わりを喜ぶお祭りだったらしいよ。
I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer.
さて、弁当を広げてと。
That's a nice view. I can see why. I can see why they would come here. Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. So this is the... Is this the same... Or, how do you say? Is this similar to the village that the game... Sorry. What am I trying to say? Is this village that we're looking at right now in the game similar to the one that it's based off in real life? Like, did they model the village pretty similarly? Oh, wow. You just responded, Ruben. I didn't even see that. I was just looking at the thing the entire time. This is a real-life village, by the way. In the original games, the backgrounds were live-action photos with a filler. Really? Let's look at it. Or filter. Background style. Original. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that's why they look weird. Because it's an actual picture. Okay. Very interesting, then. Yeah, that's the original background art. Okay. If I ever going to Japan, I'm going to the place Hina Mizawa was based off of. I think that would be cool. Yeah. It's not out of the question for me to be able to go there someday. You definitely should visit Japan. I think even just visiting Japan is a cool place. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? And Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know.
こんにちはです。
Oh, Rika's here. Oh, and Satoko. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see, this was her secret plan. The power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty.
騒がしいから来てみれば、これは何ですの？
見りゃわかるだろ。これからランチタイムだ。ビュッフェスタイルだ。レナの手作り弁当に舌鼓だ。
そんなの見ればわかるでございますわ。
Yeah, I remember Diane telling me that as well, that there's a lot of Higurashi merch at the actual village, which I think is pretty cool that the village still, you know, has a bunch of merch for it.
どうして人様の庭でご座なんか広げてますの？
Oh, this is her shrine?
神社は公共の場所だぞ。勝手に独占するな。
Or like, I mean, not her shrine, obviously, but the family oversees it, probably.
みんなの のお庭にしますです。
やっぱりリカちゃんはいい子だな。座りな、あそこ。一緒に食べよ
After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satoko.
ちょっとお待ちなさいな。私はどこに座ればいいんですの？
う。お前に座る場所はないし、食べる分もない。
大丈夫だよ。さとこちゃんの分もちゃんとあるから。
ない。さとこの分も
Oh.
俺がいただく。
Damn, Keiichi. Even this is a bit far.
そんなことは許せませんの。リカ。はい、お箸です。
So yeah. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other.
いやはや、ケイちゃん乗せるのうまいわ、ほんと。才能あるのかもしれない。
はい、お皿。みーちゃんも、リカちゃんも。
What merch do they have at the or in the village? Sorry. Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates.
僕たちも頑張らないとなくなってしまうです。
Satoko and Keiichi argue constantly because they're besties. Oh, I see. That would be kind of tiring for me.
よし、参戦と行くかな。
いっぱい食べてね。ちゃんとみんなの分あるから。
Rena said as she opened up a thermos. Just then, just then, I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. What is happening here? What am I even looking at? I understand there's... Like, what is this box here? Is that the box that it... Oh, I guess it's the box that it came in. Why is he being launched?
いや、肘は反則だろう、さとこ。
襟首をつかむのも反則でございます。
First thing I said about her from the animes, the way her and Keiichi argue was extremely similar. Oh, I see, okay. It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the differences in her proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand.
最後のミートボール。
校長さとこ、破れたり。
Yeah, I also, like... It seems like that's a common thing between a lot of siblings, but like, you know, as I've said in the past, like, me and my siblings, we never fight. We just like... As it's kind of like, like, a lot of people in our family have said, we kind of just treat each other like business transactions. Like, we don't, you know... We treat each other very respectfully. You and your siblings were pussy bitches. We just didn't want to fight. Like, I don't know, we just weren't interested in fighting. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Most mature, more mature than most of us. I don't know, we just never got, like, yeah, it just never happened. It's like, yeah, I just didn't like fighting, and being the oldest one, I wasn't one to pick on my younger siblings, which I think is how most fights start, is that the older sibling usually starts something with the younger ones. I guess no. Sometimes the younger ones will start ones. I don't know. It just never, yeah, we just never did anything, just never butted heads, I guess. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Rena to refrain from saying another thing that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. That's foreshadowing for something bad. The intense battle calmed. And finally, everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh.
日本語ってやつはさ、どうしてこう味に対する賛辞が少ないんだろうな。
食事中の団らんって考えがそもそも近代に入ってからだからじゃない？
Don't raise a red face, literally! That's exactly what I was thinking.
昔の人は無言で食事を済ませたそうだし。
I guess it would be nice to know more. Well, actually, this is something I should know since I guess I didn't do that much Japanese history, but I did do a bit. But it would have been nice to actually retain some of the information that I remembered.
作る人
But I did
も
not.
ちょっぴり寂しかったろうね。きっと昔の人は食べるのに忙しくて味を褒める暇もなかったのですわ。
That's just you.
でもね、美味しいの一言だけでも嬉しいよ。苦労の甲斐があったかなって。
She blushed a little as she said that.
美味しいです。
Does Rika's mouth not move? I feel like everybody else's mouth moves when they talk. Does her mouth not move? Even his internal thoughts, yeah. This has no filter. I don't know if I am a fan of it that much, but maybe it'll grow on me. We'll see. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence.
Huh?
After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof.
リカちゃん、お持ち帰りじゃなくて、ありがとう。本当に美味しかったです
Oh
よ。
no, okay, her mouth is moving. Rena flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. What, like a squeaky
リカちゃん
sound?
には褒めてもらったお礼に、じゃーん。これをサービスね。
Two apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rika-chan. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way.
なんだよ、サトコ。その挑戦的な目は。
皆さんにはレナさんのリンゴを獲得できるだけの賛辞が用意できまして。
強気じゃんよ。ボキャ品のあんたにどんな賛辞が思いつくっての？
ではご覧あそばせ。
After Satoko flashed Mion and me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly.
レナお姉ちゃんのお弁当、サトコも美味しかったよ。
Wait, why are they blacking it out here? They're gonna pan to a picture? Satsuko looked up at her poutily while talking cutesy. What? How is that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears. That's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rena limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena! Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rena glomped Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her. She glomped her.
かいかい。サトコちゃんもかいよ。お持ち帰り。はう。
Glomp, yeah. Swish. Stab. Push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair! To think she had such a trick.
悔しければレナさんにご褒美がもらえるような賛辞をお考えあそばせ。
Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise.
サトコ、それで勝てたつもりとはね。あんたらの底の浅い技とはわけが違うものを見せてあげようじゃない。
それは頼もしいぜ、ミオ。 それはどんな技なんだ?
Keiichi's incapable of giving yeah, it seems like it, based on how he's like, I can't give her praise. Oh, I can't say her cooking's good. Oh no.
は
見せてもらおうではございませんか。戸島のあがきを。
The plan of attack she suggested was wicked. As a man, he can't give praise. Oh yeah, you're right. It'll show his fragile... Or no, sorry, no. It'll show that he's not tough by giving compliments. But it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Yeah, he has to do it in a nonchalant way. It's like, yeah, this cooking was alright. I mean, it's like, it's fine, I guess. Like, you know, I would say it's fine.
本当に美味しいよな。これってさ、全部手作りなのかい?
He looks over his shoulder while having a cup of tea in his hand.
実はね、これほとんど冷凍物なの。
Oh?
じゃあ、レナの手作りのってどれだい?
恥ずかしいな。教えなきゃダメ？どうしても？
From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. Was Keiichi would put the anime? Yeah, it really would.
わかるよ。
He really would.
これでしょ。
Rena turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, "I can't believe it," practically written on her face.
なんでわかるかな？レナの手作り。
Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher.
レナの匂いがしたから。
Silence. Wait a second. Is something happening, or is this like another meme? Silence enveloped the area. Rena, face completely red, froze solid. The small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course I did too.
レナの手作りのリンゴのうさぎさんが食べたいな、なんて。
Even if this was all possible because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then at that moment... Okay. Boosh! Hello, Indie Man! How are you? Yeah. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits.
食べてね、ケイチ君。
What was it? I'm not sure.
いっぱいあるんだよ。
Quark! Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over.
はい、して、ケイチ君。
My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. This is Higurashi, so this is a game that Diane and Surplus have been talking about for some time. Okay. Those are some sound effects to make.
ケイちゃん、殉職見事なり。どうよ、さとこ。うちらの完全勝利だね。
こんな手、信じられないですの。悔しくないもん。
Satsuko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At that time, Rena stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something.
リカちゃん、食べないの？塩水強すぎたかな？
I'm lost in 20 different ways, don't worry about it. Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it in her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do.
うさぎさんがかわいそうです。 助けてあげてほしいです。
What? Pui. Okay, I was like, what just happened there? That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose.
かいよ。今夜こそ絶対お持ち帰り。
She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, 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 and mixed them back on a plate.
これでみんな寂しくないよね。これリカちゃんにあげるね。
Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbits shoved to her. She whispered.
僕たちが勝ちましたです。逆転負け。
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's just dead, basically, so I don't think he does care. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. I'm dead inside. I feel you, I feel you. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly.
じゃあね。
I don't have to deal with them anymore. Well, let's go!
ミオ、今日はありがとな。楽しかったぜ。
また明日ね。
Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with just Rena and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home.
ケイチくんも今日は付き合ってくれてありがとう。楽しかった？
ああ。楽しかった。まだ家に帰るのが惜しいくらいだぜ。
じゃあさ、ちょっとだけ寄り道してもいいかな？
寄り道？遠いのか？
ちょっと歩くけどすぐ済むから。
Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quietly nodded. He's too tired to be nonchalant and cool. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. Am I gonna get murdered here or something? A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Illegal dumping by who? In this small village.
今日は久しぶりだから何かあるかな？
Why would you think that? I don't know. It just feels like it.
久しぶりって、レナのようは、ゴミの山かよ。
ゴミじゃないよ。レナにとっては宝の山だもん。
Rena had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. It should be illegal. What, you just like destroy the toilet every time you take a dump? Is that what you're saying? So that means there was something cute here.
わあ、新しい山だ。
Death is life, just different. Not how I would put it, personally.
ワクワク、ワクワク。
She descended the unstable slope with ease. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl.
おい、待てよ。今行くから。あったたたた。
My city-raised self was completely pitiful.
いいよ、ケイチくんはそこにいて。すぐ済むから。
Rena kindly declined my accompaniment.
転ぶなよ。足元に気をつけろよ。
大丈夫だよ、大丈夫。全然平気。
People live around the fact that they'll die someday, but that doesn't mean you're alive when you're dead. It means you live life to the fullest, so when you die, you have no regrets. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively runner around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. Grr! What do you mean, grr? Why are you growling at me? Yeah, just like how taxes are also part of life guaranteed. That doesn't mean that taxes are also life. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to someone's presence. Startled, I turned around. Who is this guy? I'm just trying to say. You know, not annoying, but I'm just trying to say, you know, just life is great. And I don't like it when I see people talking about death lightly, I guess. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. It's my husband, I see. Another one, Diana, to the list. His body was tanned and fit. Yeah, okay. But something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air around him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case.
Otto! Bikkurishita.
Although startled, when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line.
驚いたのはこっちですよ。
This is growing. That's fair, anyway, man. See the different sprites. What do you mean the different sprites? Did I miss something? Oh, okay, like okay, without okay. I just the sweat drop and without the sweat
驚
drop.
かすつもりはなかったんだ。君はひなみ沢の人かい？
I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious gaze, he introduced himself without my prompting.
僕は富武。フリーのカメラマンさ。ひなみ沢にはたまに来るんだ。
Sorry to hear that, Indie Man. Yeah, I guess, you know, sometimes it just reaches that point where it seems like everything is you know, just going wrong. You know, it's, I haven't had anything similar to that yet, but it's, you know, I think there's gonna be a point in everyone's life when I think that's something you start to experience. Yeah, but I'm really sorry to hear that, Indie Man. I wish you all the best, though. I didn't ask who you were.
写真ってのは被写体に断ってから撮るのが礼儀なんじゃないんすかね。
ごめんごめん。メインは野鳥の撮影でね。断った試しがないんだよ。
Keiichi the bird. He really is, yeah. He's the same as birds. Yeah, Keiichi. So what you're saying is I'm the same as birds. What type of bird would you think he would be?
いやいや、夕闇に黄昏れる少年があまりにも絵になっていたんでね。
A pigeon.
本人の許可を取らずにファインダーを覗いたことを謝るよ。
Adults are pretty slick. Oh yeah, this guy's just... Okay. Took a random picture of a minor. That's alright. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me. Except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. This older guy Tomitake-san. He didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself.
ケイチくん待たせてごめんね。もう終わりにするから。
Rena popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand.
連れがいたのかい？お、彼女はあんなところで何をしているんだい？
I'm sorry to hear that as well, Surplus. Yeah, I mean, during, Christmas time, you know, I'll be going back to my, home country because my grandfather died last year. I'll be attending his 1-year ceremony, so, you know, it's always not a nice thing, and can't imagine, you know, having to deal with this over and over and over. It just must be very mentally taxing. I can understand why you'd be numb at this point.
さあね、昔殺して埋めたバラバラ死体でも確認してるんじゃないですか？
Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh. I responded like if I were talking with Rena and the others.
嫌な事件だったね。
Oh?
腕が一本まだ見つかってないんだろ？
ケイチくんお待たせ。もっとこの
馬に蹴られる前に退散するかな。
So there was a dead body here, meaning that somebody killed someone over here, right? Rena is here pretty often. All I'm saying.
驚かせてすまなかったね、ケイイチ君。
Tomitake-san chortled suggestively. What? Oh, okay, because he said lovebirds. I see, okay. Then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit.
ケイチくん怒ってる？どうしてだろう
It wasn't Rena's fault, so I just decided to brush it off for now.
どうだった？掘り出し物は見つかったか？
聞いてあのねあったのケンタくん人形
What?
ケンタ君人形？
Colonel Sanders' doll.
お手あれか？ケンタ君フライドチキンの店の前に必ず置いてあるあの等身大人形の？
そうケンタくんはうかわいいお持ち帰りしたい
I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but well, she seems to want it.
あれはゴミだろ。
The girl more way, yeah. I think it's best, you know, it's, the more you think about it, the more it'll probably hurt, for you. It just brings it up more.
お持ち帰りしたきゃしてもいいんだぜ。
他の山の下敷きになってるの簡単には掘り出せないしあそこ明かりがないからすぐ暗くなっちゃうし
Rena seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back.
俺も手伝ってやるよ。今日のうまかった弁当の恩返しってことでさ。
ありがと
Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us.
うケイチくんが手伝ってくれるケンタくんはお持ち帰りできるはう
Rena staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cherry state.
なあレナ、あそこで昔なんかあったのか？
ダムの工事をやってたんだってね詳しく知らないけど
例えばさ、工事中になんかあったとか、事故とか。
知らない
Dude. This is incredibly sus. Her tone was disturbingly frank. Sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression.
実はね、去年までよそに住んでたの。
レナも転校生だったのか？俺はてっきり。
だからね、それ以前のことはよく知
I
ら
don't
ないの。
know. I'm pretty sure that's a lie.
ごめんね。
Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. What's the exclusive on Xbox? Thinking about it, of course, would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was a quite disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. It's just like Tomitake said. It's because she kept the arm for herself. Then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. Okay, I'll watch it once I reach the end. Yeah. We'll see. Like once I reach a stopping point, I would say. Here, best way to explain. Okay. Actually, if this is a... Okay, new tips unlocked. Okay, you know what? We can do it now. Already suspecting things? That's the only thing I can think of. Like, I mean, it just seems like it to me. Keeper. Let's see what this is. So far, I'm kind of reminded of Sea of Thieves. It's not exactly, obviously, but seems interesting. This sounds similar to Risk of Rain music. Or is it like a puzzle game? Or what is it exactly? You're a lighthouse. Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were the bird or what. Okay, but you're the lighthouse. Okay. This is a very cool, like, design, though. Puzzles are hard. I agree. I got this game a while ago called Baba Is You, and I've only beaten, like, the first zone. I've not gotten further than that. Yeah, sure. That sounds good, Ruben. No worries. You can request a video whenever. I'll just probably have to wait for certain points before I get to actually watching it, but yeah. You're more than welcome to. This is by the Psychonauts guy. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, though. You planning on getting it? Let's view the new tips. We might be able to go for another chapter, I think. It depends on how much we're able to get through.
すごいお金持ちってわけでもないの？
なんだよ突然。俺がいつ高級車で投稿したよ。
月の小遣いはいくらもらってる
1000円。
結構小市民
That's
的
a
です
rather
よね。
plebeian amount. How much do you get?
お弁当のおかずも普通ですよ。お金持ちじゃないです。
What are they even talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that's a plebeian amount?
ごめんね、ごめんね。
Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling.
ケイちゃんちってさ、すっごく大きいでしょ。だから建築中からひなみ沢中で前原屋敷
So
って
why
言わ
did
れ
nobody else
て
have this house
注目の元だ
beforehand?
ったんだよ。
It's not like they went up and built the house themselves. I'm sure that house existed in the village beforehand, and I'm sure that there are not many people that are looking to buy that house. Maibara Manor.
あんなに大きいお家だから、どんなお金持ちなのかなってみんなで噂し合ってたの。
I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings.
私の推理では、お家を建てるのにお金をかけすぎて貧乏になってしまったと考えてますのよ。貧乏でかわいそうかわいそうです。
Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar.
諸君らの楽しい想像をぶち壊すようで悪いが、うちは金持ちでも貧乏でもないぞ。極めて平均的な。
あれだけ大きな家は普通とは言わないって。しかも玄関は立派で、門は大型車も入れるようになってるし、絶対普通じゃないって。
They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of, oh yeah, because his dad's a painter, right? Yeah. And lots of his works are hung up in different places. I don't know why, when he said painter, I thought like he paints houses. Not like he was an artist. Just the way they talked about it. I guess like maybe it was a translation thing that made it a bit weird. Painter, I assume that's like, more big projects, like, you just paint houses, paint buildings, like paint whatever. Artist is what I would have thought as a, painter, but whatever. My sister might like the Lighthouse game. She likes puzzle games and games with weird kind of spooky style. Then yeah, maybe she would. For those reasons, the family actually uses a third of the house for day-to-day living. Oh yeah, Surplus, did you see Marvel Rivals now has a PvE, has a PvE zombies thing coming out? He planned it out so people and cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio, and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maibara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is a much different one from how it looks on the outside.
ぜひ今度ケイちゃんの家を探検してみたいよな。お金持ちじゃないと主張しながらもあの邸宅、一体何が隠されているのか。
いいものが隠されてるといいな。
What could she even be thinking about?
きっと家具を買うお金
I'm
もな
sad
くな
Mortal
って
Kombat 2 has been
殺風景
postponed
の
to
家が
next
いっぱい
year.
なのですわ。
I was never like a fighting game person, but but I heard Mortal Kombat like 1 didn't net. I know, okay? I'm sorry, Diana. I'm sorry. I heard that Mortal Kombat 1 wasn't very good though. Or was it? Like it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard Mortal Kombat like. What was it? Like the one before 1 was good, but then 1 was not very good. I also already pre-ordered the PVC re-release on 2 different systems. 2 systems is wild to pre-order it on. It was okay. I see. What are you hoping for from Mortal Kombat 2?
絨毯のお部屋ならぜひゴロ
Oh,
ゴロ
I
して
didn't
み
realize
た
what
い
you
です
said,
よ。
Indie Man. Yes, but first must test Xbox. Wasn't there like another console coming out for Xbox, but it's not like an actual Xbox, it's just a company that's working in correlation with Xbox?
それいいね、それいいね。レナも
But
ゴロ
this
ゴ
new
ロ
one looks
した
like
い。
it's gonna be closer to the games. How so? In what way? Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so might even let them look around his studio. Yeah, the 12 to 16-year-olds. He's a sucker for them, all right. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. I bought it on 2 things so me and my brother could play at the same time. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, the Damn Sight Murder Dismemberment newspaper edition. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City, Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspect that were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to the wanted lists nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom at 9 p.m., where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. A group of 6. Okay. At 8 o'clock in the morning. A report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. From what I remember, the first one was more backstory stuff and new content. It wasn't about the tournament itself. Oh, okay. So you're hoping the next one's about the tournament and all that? Police is still currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies within their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Okay. That was a fast tips. Do I save this over this one, or do I save on a new save file? Does it matter? I usually do a new one? Okay. Okay. I will continue then. I don't think it matters. There are no choices in chapter 1 anyway. Okay.
健太くん人形
A Colonel Sanders. Yeah, because she got
そり
KFC.
ゃあレナのツボだわな
What do you mean that's right up her alley? Does she love fried chicken? Is that her favorite thing? She thinks fried chicken is cute?
レナがサトコやリカちゃんをお持ち帰りしたくなるのはわかる。だがケンタくん人形だけは理解できないぞ。あんなメガネ親父のどこがいいんだ。
I mean, have you seen the KFC dating game? I can understand that.
どうせだって会員だもんしか言わないだろうけどさ
レナはよくあそこ工事現場のとこへ宝探しに行くのか？
ちょくちょく見に行くって言ってましたです。
しかし年頃の女の子がゴミあさりね。
レナが楽しいならいいんだと思いますです。
あそこはなんだよ？ダムの工事現場だったのか？
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think I've asked about there being choices. I know that they've said that Surplus and Dyne have said that the choices don't really matter, though, from what they've told me. It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch.
何年か前に中止になっちゃったけどね
みんなで力を合わせて戦いましたです。
Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. Yeah, I feel like these 4 definitely had a part to do in the murder of the body, right? But they said there were 6, right? So that's what I don't get. Why are there 6? Because the fact that they all fought back and it was the damn overseer, right, that died. But I don't know how. No, of course not.
そうそう何しろとんでもない話だったんだよひなみ沢が丸ごとダム湖に沈むことに一方的になってさ
So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded.
ごめんねごめんね。
Oh, they just teleported in?
待たせちゃったかな申し訳ありませんわねケイツさん。お化粧
To
直しに時間
powder
を
her
かけちゃいま
nose?
して。
Why do you need to powder your
サ
nose?
トコ便所には溜めてから行け。一気に出せて
Coke,
楽で
yeah,
早い
she
ぞ。
just snorted a line of Coke in the bathroom. Makes sense. Makes sense why she's like this, actually. She's always, on crack.
花も恥じらう乙女になんて口の利き方。
Who was she calling a maiden? Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued.
さてと、今日は快速に乗っ取り、部員の諸君に是非を問いたい。彼、前原圭一君を
I can see Satoko doing drugs. She seems like the type person to do
我らの部
drugs.
活動に加えたいのだが、いかがだろうか。
レナは異議なーし。貧民風情が私の相手を務められるかしら。僕もサトコも賛成しますですよ。
The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval.
全会一致。おめでとう、前原圭一君。
I can imagine the sniff taking place.
君に栄えある我が部への入部試験を許可する。
順を追って説明しろ。俺はまだ入るとは言ってないぞ。
He definitely would surplus. You're just in denial right now.
何の部活だ？
我が部はだな。複雑化する社会に対応するため、活動ごとに提案される様々な条件下。時には準教。
I'll beat you up. And you beating me up doesn't change. It's like a parent who like doesn't believe that their child would ever cause trouble. It's like they would go complain to the principal or whatever that no, my child would never do this. But it's like you complaining about the fact doesn't change the truth.
あるいは逆境からいかにして。
レナは弱いからいじめないでほしいな。仲良くやろうね。レナさんは甘えてますわ。弱いものは食い尽くされるのが世の常なのでございますわよ。
Like some random dust on. There we go. It's gone. This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it?
つまりみんなでゲームして遊ぶ部活なのです。
Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner, or a penalty for the person who finished in last place.
先に断っとくけど、ままごと遊びみたいなレベルじゃないからね。
Classroom eraser equals death. I can see
一
that.
生いっぱいに命がかかってるくらい本気でかかった方がいいよ。
楽しくやれればいいじゃないか。そう凄むなよ。
快速第一条、狙うのは1位のみ。遊びだからなんていういい加減なプレーは許さない。
快速第2条、そのためにはあらゆる努力をすることが義務付けられておりますのよ。
Classroom of the Elite. I've never watched Classroom of the Elite. I know... Well, actually, no. I know I have a friend who's read Classroom of the Elite, the light novel, and he says the anime is so much worse than the light novel. So that's why I guess I have never watched it. But I know the anime is also, like, considered pretty well rated.
もちろん僕も頑張りますです。レナも弱いけどね、精一杯頑張ってるの。
I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody's aiming to be the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun.
よし、俺も本気でやってやるぜ。
Anime is okay, but the reading the light novels broke my soul. Okay. But I guess that's two people who said the light novel for Classroom of the Elite is just way better. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation. My baptism into the club.
ケイちゃんに一応忠告ね。レナも結構えげつないからね。
This initiation looks like it's gonna be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. But it's definitely better than...
難
Yeah,
しいゲームは
okay.
ケイちゃん
That
だ
makes
けに
sense.
不利だからね。今日は誰にでもわかるゲームにしよう。 スタンダードにトランプのジジ抜きはどう？
よし受けてやるぜ。
Old Bachelor? Is that the name of the card game? What type of name is that? I'm a
や
defender
っ
of
ぱり
ReZero
罰ゲ
though.
ームがないと燃えないよね。
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with him. He really likes ReZero a lot. But he's told me recently that he's been so pissed off with it with how often they reference like Subaru being like the lowly king or whatever. He said he gets so mad every time. It's the same reason why he said he hates Mushoku Tensei because of the main character, because of Rudius. He's like, wow, it could be so good, but they like do this, like he just hates how they do this like stuff with Rudius and, you know, just how the character is like. I think it's just old maid, I see.
今回はビリに顔面落書きの件どう？
ああ、油性じゃないよね。
I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched it myself, so I can't say. But I mean, he's also read the light novels for everything, so like, you know, he's a light novel reader. He enjoys the light novels. He likes reading.
油性じゃないよね。
Permanent. She wants to draw on our faces with permanent marker.
上等でございますわ。
Satsuko shared the idea on. Yeah, the light novel is like much further ahead than the actual anime, but I don't know if it's done yet or if it's still coming out. I can't remember. He definitely knows it, but he tells me a lot of the light novel stuff, but I forget where at each point it isn't in the books. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. If it's gonna be like this, then I can't lose either.
じゃあカード切ってみんなに配るね。
Old Bachelor. Oh no, Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. Okay. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. Okay, that's cool.
じゃあ1枚抜くね。
Mion took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently.
ま、終盤になればおのずとわかるし、最初はどうしようもないよな。
Yeah, I don't know what staring at the card is gonna do. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be.
このトランプ、結構傷物だろ？まさか、みんなにはその傷で、そこに伏せたカードが分かって
What do you mean? They're gonna do a simple game so there's like he's not at a disadvantage. He's very clearly at a disadvantage here.
快速第2条ですわ。ケイチさんも勝つために最善の努力をなさいませ。いくつかのカードは特徴的だから、ケイチ君にもすぐ覚えられるよ。
She said that so matter-of-factly.
上等だぜ。この程度でハンデになると思うなよ。
I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious. I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. And he gets absolutely destroyed, doesn't he? That baseless confidence would soon be crushed.
ケイちゃんの手札を右から言うぜ。3、4、9、ジャック、クイーン。
ぐわ
ちなみに、ジジはダイヤの J なのです。
ーうわ
What is this like Mario yelling?
どうカードを入れ替えたって見え見えですわ。上がりですな。
What is happening? Maybe he's like really constipated. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming.
鬼だ。こいつらは鬼だ。
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you take damage when you leave. Yeah, basically.
鬼じゃないよな。
ごめんね、ケイイチくん。こっちがハートの3だよね。上がり。
Why is he yelling like that? Not even a hint of mercy. Rena, even Rika-chan. His club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death machine on a deserted island, these guys would probably take it to fish like water. Or take... Wait, I definitely said that wrong. Probably take to it. Okay, like fish in water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. Foreshadowing! It's the lowest point system.
着順がそのままマイナス点。トータルで一番少ない人が優勝。
では、ケイイチはビリなので5です。
There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
やっぱりさ、綺麗なトランプでやらないと、ケイイチくんに不公平だよ。
いいのいいの。ケイちゃんだって
Oh
男だ
yeah,
し。
he's a man, of course. Yes, I understand what that means.
これくらいの逆境は跳ね返せるよね。
貧民風情は逃げ帰って涙で枕を濡らすのがお似合いでございますことよ。
A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's.
ファイト、おーです。
Yeah, exactly. That's true, yeah. Thanks to Rika-chan's word of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rena said. Several of the cards have their own distinct markings, making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
うわ、うまいよケイイチくん。その調子。
I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands, or other cards, arranging them in such ways that they couldn't be seen.
角が割れているのは5だったはずです。上がりましたです。
I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned her cards out for me.
欲しいのは7なんだが、これかな。
さーてどうかしら。聞いてみないとわかりませんことよ。
There was a bit of dismay in her expression, like she doesn't want it to be taken. That kind of expression, I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me.
見えた。これだ。
Got it! 7 of spades. A chair of ooh rang out.
なんですって7は一番わかりにくいはずですのに。
It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough.
ほらケイちゃん隠さない。この傷が確かダイヤの2だったよね。あれ
She was startled by her own misread. Of course, everyone else was too.
あー、みーちゃんがカード間違えるなんて珍しいね。
What, did he like flip the card upside down or something? Like
違う。
opposite way
ケ
people
イちゃ
know.
んあんたまさか。
What did he do? It told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it. Oh, okay.
ダイヤの2を偽装したというですの？ 味な真似をするでございますわ。
So those cards are definitely, now they know the new strat, they're gonna all just put marks on the cards, and those cards are gonna be completely destroyed.
ケイチ、一矢報いましたです。や
Clap, clap, clap.
ったね、ケイチくん。大前線だよ。
Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But my total points is already set in stone that Mion would win, and I would finish last. No, yeah, basically. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves.
まあビリは確定だけどさ、最後にミオンから一本取れたから
Oh, he has to be nonchalant and cool at the end. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who is at the top and already ensured victory.
この回仮にケイちゃんが1着になってもトータルビリが確定するんだけど、
当たり前だ。
一騎打ちしようよ。ワンチャンス。勝てたらケイちゃん1位で私ビリの大逆転なんてどう？乗るでしょ？
She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it.
ワンチャンスだと？ルールを説明しろ。
Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back.
右手のカードと左手のカード、どっちがジョーカーか当てたらケイちゃんの勝ち。
今後ろに回した時ジョーカーを抜いたってことはないだろうな。
ケイちゃんが負けたら反対の手のカードも公開するよ。それなら OK でしょ。
The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events.
よし乗ってやる。
Car? Why'd you put a car there? Is it because that's how it would say card? Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I need to inspect them closely. The card on the right hand had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was.
どっちだろう。ケイチくん、慎重にね。
ああもちろんだぜ。逆転の大チャンスだ。
Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't the one I'd seen before.
あのカードは。
I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker.
ケイちゃんは右のカードを疑ってる。じゃあ右にする？右？
The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based on solely Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah! I remember now. The mark. The left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs.
きっとクローバーの7だね。
They're just narrating it. Like, if I was Mion, I would be so mad here. Your most would never. No, that's true. They never will be that cool. I won. The card on the left was a 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. Unless they're all against him and they're just trying to feed him false information. That could be they're all colluding against him. And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze.
さすがミオンだよ。
You seem paranoid right now. This is usually how I'm like with every single one of these. Like, anytime I play like a mystery game like that, I'm just extremely paranoid no matter what. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker.
ケイチさんは何を言ってるのでございましょう。だって左 C です。
へえ。ケイちゃんはどうして右がジョーカーじゃないって確信できるの？
Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled.
右のカードが何かは俺にもわからないさ。だが 左のカードがクローバーの7だってことだけはわかる。
Okay. This is my... I don't know why I'm going so deep into this, but she said that she would show us the cards, right? Afterward. But she also said that whatever card he picks, if it wasn't the Joker, then it's gonna be his loss, right? So it could still technically be none of them are Jokers, right? It could still technically be none of them are Jokers. But she's gonna show it, and he still loses because he didn't pick the Joker.
残る右のカードがジョーカーなのじゃありませんこと？必ず左右どっちかがジョーカーという約束でしょ？
ああ、左右のどっちかにジョーカーがあるのは本当だろうな。
圭一は勘がいいです。リカちゃん、それってどういう？
つまりさ、クローバーの7は
The game was rigged from the start. I don't know, that's definitely possible.
さっき俺がサトコのスペードの7と合わせて捨てたカードなんだよ。
Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy
つま
pile.
りミオンは捨て札を1枚拾って左のカードに重ねている。つまり
そうか、わかった。左のカードをクローバーの7に見せかけているんだね。
It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly.
ジョーカーは左手だ。
It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion.
初代部長として私も様々なプレイングを見てきたけど、ケイちゃん、あんたはベストだよ。ベストオブザベストオブザベスト。
Best over the best. Is that you when playing Magic the Gathering? Is that you, Diane, when playing Yu-Gi-Oh? That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory. Occasionally, and yes. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. I gotta go. Okay, thank you for stopping by, Ruben. Have a good rest of your night. Or have a good rest of your day, whatever it is by you.
リカちゃんか？
Rena and Satoko gaped at us as if they'd seen a
なん
ghost.
だよレナ。別に俺はインチキしてないだろ。正々堂々と。
リカは慰めるときにしか頭を撫でませんの。
What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rena let out a small shriek.
圭一くん、こんなことって。
ケイちゃんならさ、ここまで読んでくれると思う。
Oh. Everybody froze. No, it was just me.
賭けだった。ケイちゃんがおてんばさんの早とちりだったなら、負けてたのは私だった。
It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the
ケイ
losing
ちゃん
hand.
はさ、この負けを誇っていいよ。
She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. If I just picked the right one without reading it so
部
deeply.
長、園崎美音の名において、前原圭一、あんたの我が部への入部を許可する。
As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat.
これにて決着。本日の優勝は私、園崎美音。
Our exalted
栄えある
loser.
ビリは前原圭一。
Welcome back, Indie Man. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing.
みーちゃんが後ろ手で細工した時、またやるんだって思ってドキドキしちゃった。ケイイチさんが正解に触れる直前で止まった時にはかかったって思いましたわ。
My nose is running, go catch it. Well, I don't have a nose, it seems. I have eyes, I have pupils, but only when I'm in the other form.
見事に引っかかってくれましたです。
Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly?
楽しくなるようにみんなで盛り上げま
Do
し
you
たで
think
す
you'd be
よ。
able to beat any club member in a fight? Well, I don't know what the full extent of their capabilities are, so I can't really say. But if we're just taking like them as normal schoolgirls, then possibly, but I'm pretty sure they're not. You.
お前らみんな鬼だ人手なし
さーて、ケイちゃんに罰ゲームだね。
Have a gun. What will I use the gun for?
今日は部活の初日だしね。ソフトに行こうかね。いきなり登校拒否になられちゃ困るし。
The other three members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Okay, her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker. The giant permanent one.
さーて、行くよ。
She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly to my face while I was immobilized.
いややめろ
I let out my death throes. What is this, D&D? Who's there, Indie Man? "20 Uzis who?" As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. Today it was just me and Mion walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. 20 Uzis
宝の
firing.
山か。
Why am I being assaulted in my own house? All right, I've already had threatened people to send armies to the house before, right? So why am I now have 20 Uzis appearing to fire at me?
捨ててる連中も、まさかレナに感謝されてるとは夢にも思わないだろうね。
I thought Keiichi said he was gonna help Rena as well. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. A sentient gun showed up at your house once. What'd you do about it? Alright, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened here.
あそこさダムの工事現場なんかあったんだろ昔
そりゃあったよ、戦いが。座り込みやったり、デモをやったり。
It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same.
自分たちの
I'm
土地がダム湖
guessing
に
that
沈
it
むんだ
is
も
some
んな
like Japanese translation that is because like in English I think it seems weird that it's like why don't you just ask about the murder, but I feel like it's some Japanese translation or some cultural thing that makes it to where he can't just ask about it outright. I'm guessing. They brought your mail to him. He was just returning it. Okay, I see. Well, you know what? I'm glad that sentient gun has rights. Because It deserves to live in a world without prejudice.
俺だって戦うだろうな。
役人どもは本当に一方的だった。
That's a mansion. What does he do for a living?
偉そうで威張ってた。
Or what does
金で
it
解
do
決
for a
できない
living?
の
Since I don't know if it has
あ
a...
らゆる嫌がらせをしてきたんだよ。いやらしい奴らだった。
Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her.
よく勝てたな。相手は国だろ。
村長や村の有力者たちがね、方々に陳情した。
So why did they not want a dam put up?
東京にも行ったし、いろんな政治家に根回しもした。
He's an actor. Oh, what is it acted as? He's been Terminator as gun number 3. That's a pretty good position then. I can see why. A famous actor in the sentient gun industry.
そうしてるうちに
Sentient
計
gun
画は
actor
撤回されたん
industry.
だよ。私たちの完全勝利だった。
暴力沙汰とかにはならなかったのか？傷害事件とか殺人。
なかった。
She promptly cut me off. The same as Rena had. Words signaled the end of the discussion. Tomitake-san said, "One arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong." My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Okay, for real, that would be pretty
また
funny.
明日ね。ケイちゃんそれ、うちに帰るまで消しちゃダメだからね。
わかってるよ。消さねえよ。
Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion! You shall rue this day! If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to go all out. All over your face, you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad? Don't know what that is. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear.
おかえりケイチ。お父さん大変そうだからそっとしてあげてね。
またアイデアに詰まったわけ？
今回は締め切りが重なったからね。お父さん充電期間がないと大変だから。
Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maibaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be my dad is a master painter?
家の中をうろうろしないで、表に散歩でも行った方がアイデアが出るんじゃねえの？
今回は生活空間がテーマだから、お父さんこの家をモチーフにしたいみたい。
That's cool. That's quite a bothersome motif.
ケイチ、部屋の中を少しは片付けなさい。みっともないぞ。
So do they not see the marks on his face?
ごめん。後で片付けるよ。
Oh, come on. Please don't lose my room as the motif.
ケイチ、お夕飯までまだ時間があるから、表でも散歩してらっしゃい。
Dad's moods are only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further.
じゃあそうするかな。
I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I don't think he washed it off either. He just came home, said hi to his mom, saw his dad was angry or just frustrated, and then just left without washing it off. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Miyano Satoko ever found out about that... I smiled wryly. Oh yeah. Reno was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the dam construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one.
次の部活の時に恩返ししてもらえるかもしれないしな。
With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the dam construction site. Omitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. Yeah. If I met him again, I'd like to ask him for more details. Is Tomitake-san gonna die? Is he gonna die to Rena because he told us about the murder and we're gonna find his dead body? That was my real intention. This is a lot further than I remember them needing to go. I don't like how they're building up this suspense and all that. It's not nighttime though, it's still daytime. So, meaning it's not nighttime, it's not as creepy, right? Meaning that nothing bad's gonna happen, right? I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by himself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily.
よーレナ、精が出ますな。
ケイチくん。どうしたのこんなところへ。
A place like this, huh? I see she was aware of it at least.
事故発生の緊急通報を受け参上しました。負傷者はどこでありますか？
事故って、
健太くん人形がゴミ山に生き埋めになっているとの通報でしたが。
なんだ、びっくりした。ケイチくん脅かさないでよ。
冗談だよ。レナが一人で困ってるだろうなって思ってさ、手伝いに来てやったんだよ。
レナのために。
Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake.
冗談だよ。こっちまで恥ずかしくなるだろ
冗談ってどこからだろう。どこからだろう。
Yeah, I don't think... I'm pretty sure he just told the truth. What do you mean he's joking? He literally told the truth.
俺、どいたどいた。で、どこだよ、健太くんは。
ごめん。ほら、この隙間から見える？
こりゃ本当に生き埋めだな。
Maybe they find the arm buried in the trash pile. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. Seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. It would be very
この
yucky,
山
huh?
を一人でどけるつもりだったのか？その細い腕で。
Damn, you don't need to insult her arms. Also, I thought they talked about her being like an MMA fighter, like being able to knock you out in one hit.
でも、健太くん人形可愛いんだもん。お店の健太くんには鎖がついてるけど、これならお持ち帰りできる。はう。
If Rena gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime.
どいてろよ。俺がや
Might
る。
be too late for that. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another legal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
ケイチくん、レナも手伝えるよ。手伝わせて。
帰って邪魔になるから下がってろって。
You don't need to be
よいしょ
so rude to her. You just get in the way. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Like, who is coming here and dumping stuff? I just don't get it. Like, another person came and dumped more stuff. Who's dumping this stuff? Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had
本
progressed.
気でやるなら斧とかノコギリとかがいるかもしれねえな。
もういいよケイチくん。すごい汗だよ。そんな無理しなくてもいいよ。
But he's a man! He obviously has to try that hard, right? Say it, Keiichi. Say it. You know you want to say it.
レナのためにやってるだけだ。
Okay, okay.
気にするな。
Okay, okay, no. He actually said I'm doing it for you. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Oh, whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep it from her becoming a criminal. Oh well. Oh, it's gonna be evening time now.
さすがに休
We're
憩。
gonna start going to sus hours.
こいつは手強いぜ。
I sprawl on my back all over the grassy slope.
ごめんね。ごめんね。すごい汗だく。
Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
あのさ、ちょっとここで休んでてね。私、家近いから、麦茶とか持ってきてあげるね。
She's gonna go back and just get tea? Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure they... Wouldn't it be easier for them to... I guess no, because he didn't clear the doll yet, so he still needs to clear it out. Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. And now he's gonna find something. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. There was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not so reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. It was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there will be a mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well, so it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened. Without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then if both Rena and Mion... yeah. There was. If they just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it all after they tried to conceal it, out of good intentions. It made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa, dam worker, lynching. Murder by dismemberment. A lynching? Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as... It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces: the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally, lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder. Done by a group of people with hatchets, with pickaxes, with a hatchet.
驚いたかな驚いたかな
Rena dropped the hatchet she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice.
ケイチくんね、さっきほら、斧とかがあると便利だって言ったじゃないそれでね、レナ、物置からちゃんとナタ持ってきたんだよ。
Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely.
ごめん。ちょっとオーバーに驚きすぎたかな。
こっちこそごめんね。ごめんね。
Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out and I wouldn't hurt to do the rest
最
tomorrow.
後の針はそのナタじゃないと壊せそうにない。せっかく持ってきてくれたんだし、明日借りるよ。な。
うん。
何しょんぼりしてるんだよ。明日には健太くんが掘り出せるんだぜ。
そうだよね。
She saw us looking at that magazine, didn't she?
早く健太くんをお持ち帰りしたい。
I'm pretty sure she did. We both know it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena brought and wiped the sweat that had now gone cold. Or wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Oh, he took it back home. Okay. Okay. And that's what we'll read the tips, and that's what we will be leaving it on. Help Rena find her treasure. But we didn't find her treasure. That was the achievement I just got. We didn't find her treasure. We're coming back tomorrow. Theoretically. Also, I now understand. I was looking at the achievements, and now I kind of got spoiled. I realized the achievement after this is confront Rena about her lie. So, I kind of know what's going to happen, but I don't know actually what's going to happen. You know? Like, I just know something is going to happen. Well, that is true. We were helping her. You dummy. I was just looking at the achievements. October 1975. In accordance with Prime Minister Bulletin number Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. I didn't think the achievements would have spoilers. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. Of course they would. Well, then they would put them under the Steam hidden achievements. You put achievements that you want hidden to be in the hidden section, and you want the achievements to not be hidden, as in anyone can look at them in the not hidden section. That's what you should do. The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam would include 5 areas of the Hinamizawa, Takatsudo, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yakochi. The submerged area would include 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood, sweat, and tears into this fertile, resource-rich land was just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Guardians. The dam project was halted, and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Guardians have been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever decides to sink their homes into a lake basin, whomever next decides. Onikakushi Gardens Committee Chairman Kiichiro Kimiyoshi. Special tabloid report. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder dismemberment. On that date, in that prefecture, at the Hinamizawa Dam construction work site in Shishibone City, a bone-chilling, gruesome murder/dismemberment. Like the green dinosaur? Yeah, exactly. I had a friend that I knew from like another friend. I don't know him, like... That other friend left, went to another school, and that's how I became friends with him. His name had Yoshi in the name, like he was from Japan, and his profile picture was Yoshi. So it seems like people who are named Yoshi, they just always associate themselves with the green dinosaur. I can't wait for you to see Fright. I know, I can't wait for it either. Can't wait to see the main character of this game. I can't believe it's not been shown yet, you know? You would think it would already be shown. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. What exactly happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't even mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. He had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, he who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body, with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area. The de facto leader feared that the consciousness of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them, and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. Blanket turned simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment, and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. He had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable, bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but they threatened them, saying nothing would change if somebody else ended up dead. And he gave up in his objections. But their plan collapsed in the span of one night. This other person, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down in tears at the hospital, where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle, and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader, this person's whereabouts, are still unknown. Also, the right arm, hidden by them, has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, the horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that they said he was going to throw the body into the swamp. Or apparently that he said he was going to throw the body into the swamp. His car was discovered abandoned near the swamp. There were no clues to his whereabouts. He didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. Within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the swamp when he went to throw away the body. I don't think he slipped. I think if anything, he probably would have committed suicide or something. To the locals, the swamp is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onikakushi, the demon's abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that he was. Could it be that he had returned to the hell through the swamp? What? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. Ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse racing, but with business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Zijin Dragon Bracelet DX. One Piece. The One Piece is real. 27,800 yen. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. We got through 2 chapters today. Definitely some sus stuff happening. Some sus things are definitely happening. Very interested to see what exactly is going to be going on. You know, because we don't know what's happening. And they're trying to cover up the murder for some reason. Because they know that it happened. Like, it's just how they acted. Just both of them cutting themselves off, or cutting us off when we ask about it very abruptly. They know something about it, but we don't know what. Which I'm sure we'll figure out next time. Or maybe not figure out, but at least something is going to be found out next time. Maybe not the murder, but something will. Okay. Well, that will be it from me then for today. That was Higurashi, chapter 2 and 3 of chapter 1, segment 2. I don't know what to call it really, because it's chapter in a chapter, so I don't think I really know. I'm just throwing random stuff out there, so I don't think I really know what's happening. So, yeah, just stuff that I understand that's being pieced together. But yeah, thank you to everyone who stopped by the stream. I appreciate it, and